This is the full card predictions for UFC Fight Night Perth. Absolute banger of a card here. We got a banger of a card this weekend, boys. All right. Let's get into this. Obviously, we'll be going through every fight on this card, giving the predictions and the breakdowns, starting it the first prelim, all the way up to the main event. Let's jump into this first fight here, starting with Looma Lookboonmee versus Alexia Thainara. Alexia Thainara, she's coming off her debut win over Molly McCann. You really can't look too much into that because Molly McCann has zero grappling defense on the ground, zero takedown defense. I'm gonna lean Looma Lookboonmee here just because like she has good grappling defense. She is good on the feet. She is known for being a higher level Muay Thai striker, but you know, I think this is a fight where Alexia is not going to be able to go in and just bully her on the ground like she did Molly McCann because let's be honest, everybody bullies Molly McCann. And that's just not going to happen to Lookboonmee. You know, I rarely pick finishes, especially in the women's strawweight division. You just don't see it very often. So I'm going to lean Lookboonmee by decision. I think she's going to be good fighting off the takedown attempt of Alexia Thainara. Alexia Thainara carries a lot of muscle mass for that division as well. She is a very big, dense strawweight fighter. So it'll be interesting to see if she can like continue like that grappling pace into the second and third rounds because it's going to be much harder to bully someone like Looma Lookboonmee. I just expect her to fight off the takedowns, get back to range, land low kicks, jabs, you know, outstrike Thainara on the feet, you know, to an easy decision. Probably 29-28 here for Looma Lookboonmee. Moving up, we got Brando Pericic versus Elisha Ellison. Both guys aren't bad. Like Elisha Ellison is pretty explosive. A lot of finishes. I think all of his finishes are by knockout. Pericic isn't a bad grappler either. Obviously, both guys making their debut. I'm going to lean Elisha Ellison. I think he's explosive enough. Plus, I believe, like, defensively, grappling-wise, if he does get taken down, I do think he can get back to his feet, get back to range. Land something big, because he is dangerous on the feet, man. Like, and he's a fast guy, right? Especially for a heavyweight, like, it's, like, I've said this in past videos, like, if you're an athletic, quick, in-shape heavyweight, dude, your chances of breaking into the rankings of the heavyweight division are very, very high. Much higher than, like, someone who's coming in like a blob. So, Elisha Ellison, he's going to have a speed advantage. He's going to have an athleticism advantage. I'm counting on that to win this heavyweight fight. Maybe I wouldn't in lower divisions, but, like, in the heavyweight division, dude, simply being athletic and fast and in good shape is such an advantage. So, I'm going to go Elisha Ellison. I'm going to say second round TKO here. Moving on. Michelle Montague versus Luana Carolina. I'm going to go Luana Carolina. Now, obviously, Luana Carolina is best known for getting sent to the Shadow Realm by Molly McCann. But she hasn't done bad since then. She's won some fights here and there. Overall, I think she's just more well-rounded than Montague. Montague, I was watching her some of her fights on the regional scene, like, you know, obviously well-rounded, but, like, not to the level of Luana Carolina, if that makes sense. Luana Carolina is more proven at a higher level, whereas Montague is, like, you know, been on the regional scene. Her striking is, it's rough to watch. Grappling is, like, there's nothing that really impresses me there. I don't think she's going to be able to overpower Luana Carolina in the grappling exchanges. Sorry. So I'm going to go Luana Carolina on experience, well-roundedness inside the UFC. 146.70. Jesus. Is this a featherweight bout? Whatever. I'm going to go Luana Carolina, getting it done by decision here. Yeah. Cool. Moving on. Colby, thickness, Josias Musasa. Josias Musasa, he's another guy. He's had one fight in the UFC. He lost it to Carlos Vera. He was piecing him up on the feet, but he got caught and submitted on the ground. Very explosive guy, very fast, dynamic on the feet. But I feel like Colby thickness. See, this is a tricky one because, like, do you lean Musasa because he's so explosive on the feet and dynamic? Can he catch Colby thickness? Or do you lean Colby thickness based on the experience and the grappling ability? Now, I think thickness has only had one fight as well in the UFC. It was a loss to not Pantoja. Fuck. No, it was Alexandre Topuria. Damn it. Okay. Alexandre Topuria. Why am I struggling with this? He lost that fight. He did give a good account of himself, right? It was decently competitive. He is a really good, crafty grappler, dude. Like, he's good at getting in and kind of forcing those grappling exchanges. I've watched a lot of his regional scene stuff. Dude, I gotta click in. I gotta see this guy. I think he's only had one fight in the UFC. Yeah, he lost to Topuria. Alexandre Topuria. See, this is a tough one, dude. I want to lean thickness, but I'm afraid, like, he can get clipped. I'm afraid the size of Musasa is going to give him problems. You're looking at a 5-inch reach. Colby's tricky, though, man. He is tricky. He's got really good grappling. And he is good at getting into those clinch situations and landing takedowns. I'm going to go Musasa because I don't think Colby thickness has that power like a Carlos Vera to put Musasa down and then latch up a submission. And I think it's going to be hard to take this guy down, right? Like, you're going to be dealing with a 5-inch reach disadvantage. It's going to be really hard to get in on this guy, especially with how dynamic and powerful he is. Like, you're going to have to walk through fire for each takedown you get on this guy due to that reach disadvantage. And I think that's just going to be a big problem for Colby. And I think Musasa can honestly probably put him away. I'm going to say he puts Colby thickness away in round 2. We're going to go KO here. I think he's just going to be getting clipped on the end of those punches, all night long. And I think it's going to catch up to him. Musasa puts Colby thickness away, round 2 KO. Moving on. Jamie Mullarkey, Rolando Bedoya. I'm going to go Jamie Mullarkey here. Rolando Bedoya, he's got an incredible chin, but, like, I'm watching some of this guy's fights back, and it's like all this guy seems to do is just smile and throw maybe 1-2 shots at a time, get beat on some more, smile, throw a shot, throw 2 shots. I get he went to a split decision with Chaos Williams. I don't think Chaos Williams is particularly that good outside of being super powerful. I don't think Chaos Williams is that good. I don't rate a split decision loss to him very highly. So, yeah, dude, I just think Mullarkey, the danger here is the chin, right? He is very chinny. He's easy to put away. But I don't think Bedoya is the guy to do it, in all honesty. Like, I haven't seen that from Bedoya. I'm not seeing Bedoya hurt people on the feet very often. I'm not seeing him rock people. I'm not seeing him throw a lot of volume. And I just think Mullarkey is the more technical striker. He's more defensively, maybe not defensively sound, but he's more technical. He's better on the feet, better jab. He's just, he's more crisp and clean. That's just the most simple way I can put it here. Which is why I think he's just going to outpoint Bedoya, probably to a decision. Bedoya, it seems like it's impossible to finish this guy. If Chaos Williams can't do it, I don't know. I don't think Jamie Mullarkey's going to be able to do it, but, like, Jamie Mullarkey, like, he has wins over, like, Michael Johnson, right? I get it. In my opinion, it was a bit of a robbery, but if you're even getting into a competitive scrap with a guy like Michael Johnson, you should definitely easily be able to beat a guy like Rolando Bedoya. I just don't think he really has anything to offer. Again, he just stands around, smiles, throws a jab here and there, maybe a 1-2 here and there, and I just think Mullarkey can outpoint him here. I don't think he's going to get chinned. I think he's safe in this fight. So I'm going to go Jamie Mullarkey, 29-28 decision. Moving up. Jonathan Micallef versus Oban Elliott. Obviously, Jonathan Micallef is coming off of his UFC debut where he beat Kevin Jousset by decision. That's a good win in your debut, dude. Kevin Jousset was a guy who was going toe-to-toe in that first round with Brian Battle, and who's, he's a tough, scrappy French dude. He's one of those tough, scrappy Frenchmen. And to beat a guy like that in your UFC debut, looks super dynamic, that's super impressive. Like, I think he's gonna give Oban Elliott problems. Like, I'm watching Oban Elliott's last fight with Sung Young Ko, where he got completely controlled on the ground, right? And he just never had an answer. Bit of an NPC guy, dude. There's nothing that Oban Elliott does particularly that impresses me. Has he occasionally put people away? Yes, but you just don't see it very often. Doesn't really have any high-level UFC wins. I think I would rate a win over Kevin Jousset higher than any opponent he's probably beat. And dude, Micallef is just dynamic. He's going into this with 5-inch reach. He's dynamic. His kicks are dangerous. He can kick at range, jab. He's got good grappling defense, dude. There's nothing that Oban Elliott is a specials in that can present any danger, in my opinion, to a guy like Jonathan Micallef. Again, like, I think how this fight goes is Jonathan Micallef probably just lands a lot of body kicks, a lot of low kicks. Oban Elliott probably tries to get in, force the grappling exchanges. I think most of his takedown attempts are probably going to be failed, and Micallef is just going to, be able to pummel under, break off, get back to range, keep landing more kicks. Now, Oban is tough. He is a pretty durable guy, so I'm going to go another decision here for Micallef, but I do think it'll be a clear, like, 30-27. I think he just lights him up on the feet round after round, stuffs any takedown attempts of Oban Elliott. I just think overall he's more talented than Oban Elliott, and it's going to pay dividends in this fight. So, Jonathan Micallef, 30-27, fairly easy decision in this fight. Even if it goes to the ground, dude, this guy is super well-rounded on the ground and dangerous on the ground as well. Pretty solid prospect, Jonathan Micallef. So, yeah, we'll pick him. Moving up. Cameron Rowston versus Andre Petroski. I'm going to go Andre Petroski. Like, you look at Cameron Rowston on the regional scene, very heavy grappling attack. That's like what he likes to do. That's his specialty. I don't think you're not out grappling Andre Petroski. He's a pretty decent grappler in his own right. He's had a lot of UFC experience, up and down. You could call him probably a bit of a journeyman at this point. He has been shown to be chinny, but like Cameron Rowston, again, he's not the guy who I think is going to chin him on the feet. He's not a particularly dangerous striker. So obviously, I think it's going to turn down. He's going to try to force the grappling on Petroski. Petroski's bigger, stronger, and just a better grappler overall. How I think this goes, I honestly can see another decision here. Probably going Andre Petroski's way. I think he just easily evades the grappling on Rowston, maybe initiates his own grappling. Yeah, I think it'll be... Yeah, I think it'll be a decision here for Andre Petroski. Probably 29-28, decently competitive. Cameron Rowston's probably going to be shooting takedowns a lot. Petroski's going to be fending those off. Probably be a bit of a boring fight, but it's going to be a boring decision that goes Petroski's way. Moving up. Navajo Sterling, Rodolfo Bellato. I'm going to go Navajo Sterling here. I just think, while he has a power disadvantage to Rodolfo Bellato, like Easter Island dude here, he's just more well-rounded, dude. Like, he's just more, like, defensively sound on the feet. He's more of a technical striker. Grappling-wise, like, I think he'll be fine there as well. But I can just see Navajo Sterling, honestly, just picking this guy apart on the feet at range for a 3-round decision. I actually think Sterling can finish this fight, dude. Bellato has that power, and I think he's gonna know that he's losing this fight. And I can see Sterling he's gonna be piecing him up round 1, avoiding any takedown attempts, avoiding any big shots, kind of just peppering him at range. Not throwing anything too significant. I think Rodolfo Bellato tries to get aggressive, push the action in round 3, and I think Navajo Sterling sleeps him. I think he sleeps him on, or maybe not sleeps him, but like, drops him, TKOs him in the 3rd. So that's what we'll do. We'll go Navajo Sterling, round 3, TKO over Rodolfo Bellato. And just on a side note, dude, like, bro, Rodolfo, give this man an Oscar for his last fight. With the Paul Craig fight where he had that just, that oh my god. Okay, moving on. That's beside the point here. Moving up. All right, main card officially. This is a sick fight, dude. Tom Nolan, Charlie Campbell, both dynamic, well-rounded guys here. I'm gonna lean Tom Nolan though, dude. I think he has a bit more than Charlie Campbell, like in my opinion. Like he has a bit more on the feet, he has a bit more on the ground. Really dangerous, dynamic guy on the feet, Tom Nolan. High finish guy. I gotta see this. I forget these guys' records, dude. Like I've watched these guys fight, but for the life of me, I cannot remember their last wins. Okay, Borshev. Everybody's beat Borshev. Yeah, Tom Nolan obviously, lost his debut to Nicholas Mata, beat Martinez, Reyes, Borshev. I mean, this guy, like, I'm honestly surprised, like, he hasn't TKO'd his last 2 opponents. Pretty dangerous guy on the feet, man. I think Charlie Campbell, honestly, is, like, good enough, though, not to get finished, because he is a pretty high-level dude in his own right, and, I think Tom Nolan hurts him multiple times in the fight. This is probably going to be a 30-27 decision. Yeah, I just think Tom Nolan, he's going to have that power advantage. Might have a bit of a speed advantage as well. I think he's going to, like I said, he's going to hurt him multiple times in the fight. But I think Charlie Campbell, dude, he's just crafty enough to hang in there. Maybe have his own little moments in the fight, too. Maybe at some point he hurts Tom Nolan back in the fight. But I do think the majority of this fight is going to be dictated by Tom Nolan. So we'll go Tom Nolan, 30-27, probably fairly one-sided decision here. Justin Tafa, Louie Sutherland. Dude, like I watched both these guys, very, very similar. Couple of blob heavyweights, heavy on that front foot. They kind of just like to plod forward and, throw big shots on the feet, pretty slow. Louie Sutherland, I do feel like, is a bit nastier in the clinch than a guy like Justin Tafa, though. That seems to be where he has most of his success, is when he gets guys in the clinch. He throws nasty uppercuts, pretty good knees. I don't know, though, dude. I just can't pick him against Justin Tafa. Like, if he had more of a wrestling game, I would absolutely pick him. If he had no striking and he was just a pure wrestler coming in here, I would pick him to beat Justin Tafa. The Tafa brothers have no ground game whatsoever, but Louie Sterling's not really that guy, dude. Like, he kind of just tries to blob max you, He just plods forward and tries to land big shots. Occasionally get in the, he'll push the clinch, land uppercuts and knees. If he can get into the clinch with Tafa, I can see him having success. I just think with how slow he is, with how hittable he is on the feet, he's kind of like a bit of a mirror image of Justin Tafa on the feet. And Justin Tafa is just a better version, in my opinion, of Louie Sutherland. So I'm going to go Justin Tafa. I'm going to say first round knockout, honestly. Like, I just think with how hittable Louie is, with how similar style he is, with just that big wing punch style on the feet, that slow, big, plotty, just sit down on these, throw these big haymaker shots type of style. I just think Tafa's better at that game. You're playing a losing game with him. This is exactly what a guy like Tafa wants. At this point, the easiest path to victory is just to wrestle these guys. The minute they get taken down, they're fucked. So, Louie's just not that guy. I'm going to go Justin Tafa. Pretty easy. Round 1 knockout here. Moving on. We got Jake Matthews, Neil Magny. I think Jake Matthews gets this one done. I do. Like, I know Neil is the dangerous, crafty veteran. Coming off that win over Alessio Zaleski dos Santos. Jesus. He's coming over a comeback win over that guy. That guy was piecing him up. got that guy down and just beat him up on the ground, TKO'd him. He is tricky. You do kind of still have to be on your P's and Q's with a guy like Neil Magny, because if he does get you down, it's hard to get back up, dude. He's like a goddamn spider when he gets you down, dude. He's got those long limbs. He ties you up real well. He controls the body. He's gonna have a figure four. It's not gonna wear him out because his legs are so damn long. But I just don't. I think Jake Matthews at this point is ready for a step up, right? Like his last fight, obviously an impressive round one submission over Chidi Njokuani. I feel like Chidi is better than Neil Magny. Like Chidi has nasty body kicks, and you saw him nasty kicks in general. You saw him landing nasty low kicks, nasty body kicks in the first round against Matthews. Matthews weathered the storm, scaled the back of Chidi Njokuani, choked him out. I think if you're Jake, though, like, you probably want to try to avoid the ground with Neil Magny. Like, occasionally, maybe you can go on top position for a little bit, maybe land some good elbows, some hammer fists from the top, and then just get the fuck out of there, bro. Because this guy with the long limbs, he's gonna tie you up. He's gonna be looking for sweeps, reversals. I can see Jake Matthews picking Neil apart on the feet. Maybe getting in the clinch, beating him up in the clinch a little bit. Occasionally, I do think he will end up on top position. Probably land some good ground strikes. Get back to the feet and continue working. I think he'll do this by decision. I don't think he's gonna sub Neil Magny. I don't think he knocks Neil Magny out. I do think he just kind of picks at him on the feet, maybe beats him up a little in the clinch, occasionally beats him up from top position on the ground. Plays kind of that safe game with a dangerous guy in Neil Magny. Well, I wouldn't say dangerous, but like crafty. He'll play it safe with the crafty guy like Neil Magny. He'll outpoint him. I think it'll be a pretty one side. I could see it being, man, we'll go 29-28. It'll be one of those decisions that's like clear but not like really dominant. Because Jake, I'm sure he's gonna play it safe in this, right? He saw Neil's last fight. He knows that Neil is really good at staging a comeback in the fight if you're not on your P's and Q's all night with him. So I think he'll outpoint him 29-28, edge him out there. He's just ready to move up, dude. Like, and Neil's washed. He is washed. He's still dangerous, but he's washed. Anybody who is like a good prospect on the rise should be able to easily move through Neil Magny at this point. You know what he's going to do. He's going to march forward. He's going to try to tie you up, get you to the ground, and work his top game. So if you can avoid that, you'll be perfectly fine. Jake Matthews. Moving on. Jack Jenkins, Ramon Tavares. This is a tough one. I'm going to go Jack Jenkins, dude. Ramon Tavares, like, he's like a better version, in my opinion, of Rolando Bedoya. Like, he just gets hit a lot, but he does offer, like, a lot more exchange, right? Like, he's not just going to sit there, get hit, smile, land a jab back. Like, you're going to hit him, and he's going to, like, try to come back with a 1-2 and a kick. You know, so I do think this will be a competitive fight. May even be a bit of a war. I just think Jack Jenkins has a much better kicking game. I think he's better overall on the feet. I could see him just landing kicks all night to frustrate Tavares, staying at range, chopping low kicks, chopping body kicks, maybe landing a good 1-2, because Tavares is aggressive, dude. He does plod forward. He has that fighting spirit. He's going to plod forward. I think Jack can land a good 1-2, circle out. He's probably going to be circling out a lot from Tavares, landing that body kick when he circles out, chopping a low kick here. Whenever Tavares kind of wades into the pocket, I think he'll land a good couple, snappy strikes, continue circling. Dude, I think is going to be another decision in all honesty, because I think Jack is going to take a much more like counter-strike approach in this. There's going to be a lot of circling because Tavares, he's a guy who likes to go to war. He likes to sit there in the pocket, throw down. Maybe Jack throws down with him in the pocket at times, but I think all in all, he's going to throw down in the pocket for a bit, and then he's going to circle away, land a body kick, chop some low kicks. Heavy kicking game from him. There's going to be a lot of kicks landed. It's going to be a kick-a-palooza. He's going to kick his way to a decision victory here. Jack Jenkins, 29-28. All right, Jimmy Crute, Ivan Ersland. This one's fairly easy in my opinion. I'm gonna go with Jimmy Crute. Like, Ivan Ersland just hasn't really shown me much, right? Like, he's well known for best known for like the fight with, oh my god, what's his name? Ion Kutalaba, right? Where I think it was a decision, close split decision. No, he's not known for that. No, it's his last fight was Navajo Sterling. He actually had his moments on the feet in the first round. Actually was like landing a lot of good punches on Navajo Sterling. Navajo Sterling came back, controlled the rest of the fight after that, rounds 2 and 3. But he did look decent. He showed some promise in the first round. Jimmy Crute though is like a bit more what like I don't want to say more well-rounded than Navajo Sterling, but like he presents more danger and more threat to Ivan Erslan than a guy like Navajo Sterling does. Jimmy Crute's powerful on the feet. He can put you away on the feet. I don't think he does that here. I think the grappling of Jimmy Crute is going to pay dividends here. His ability to change levels, get to that power double. He has a really solid, underrated submission game, dude. He has a lot of really solid victories in his UFC career. A lot of very competitive fights, like the one with Minifield. Went to a draw with Minifield in the first fight. A lot of good, decent wins in his career, and he just has more ways to win than Ivan Erslan. He just has more things that he's a specialist at. I look at a guy like Ivan, I don't really know. I can't really pick out what he does well in a fight, right? He's kind of an NPC. I think Jimmy gets him down fairly easily in this fight. I probably have Jimmy winning by submission in round 2. I don't think Ivan Erslan has fought a guy like Jimmy yet that has that submission ability, but can also put you away on the feet, right? Like, you have to be worried about both with him, and I think it's just going to be information overload for Erslan. He's going to have to worry about, oh, can this guy knock me out on the feet? Is this guy going to go for a takedown and try to submit me? Like, what's going on here? It's going to work to Jimmy's favor. Jimmy's going to latch up a submission. Probably an arm triangle, round 2. Moving up to the main event. Carlos Oberg, Dominic Reyes. Dude, this fight, honestly, like, I've been watching both these guys last few fights. Hard one to pick. Like, I want Reyes to win so bad. And dude, I don't really like Carlos Oberg. I'm going to tell you, I don't really like Carlos Oberg, dude. Like, I don't like how he just fucking lands his little tappy kicks and circles away, and occasionally he'll throw like a semi-interesting punch and then he circles out. Like, that fight with Jan Blachowicz, like, did he honestly beat Jan Blachowicz? Like, if you go back and watch that fight, did he really beat him? Did he really beat him, or did he just land like 2 more little tappy low kicks than Jan did? Like, I don't know, man. Like, the guy, he's an absolute bot in his personality. He's kind of like a bot in the way he fights, but god damn it, dude. I just think he's going to be too skilled for Dominic Reyes to get to. I just think his ability to circle away, avoid punches, and just, he does his ability to circle away, avoid the damage, kind of force his opponents to have to try to get aggressive. He is an excellent counterpuncher. He does have good power, dude. If you look at Carlos Oberg in his early days, this guy was an absolute menace. He was sleeping guys left and right. Slept Alonzo Minifield easily in the first round because he got aggressive. Like, if you're too aggressive, dude, this guy's going to put you away. I think the Jan fight, I think he was just a lot more cautious. And Jan is kind of a tricky matchup because he doesn't just wade in and get super aggressive and throw big punches. He chops low kicks. He works off a jab a lot. Occasionally he'll throw a big shot. There is a danger here, though, more of a danger than in the Jan fight, because Reyes he's a bit fast. He's definitely faster than Jan, has that ability to find the chin. But, dude, I just don't think he's going to find it on Oberg. As much as I just kind of dislike this guy, I just think he is super skilled, dude. He's super technical. He has great movement. He's training with Izzy, like, on a regular basis. Like, his striking defense is probably almost like one of the best defenses in that entire division. I honestly think he's going to put Reyes away in this fight. I think the Jan fight maybe made him look a little more boring than he is, but that's just how Jan fights, right? That's just how Jan likes to fight, and he had to be worried about the low kicks and the power. I do think it's gonna be slow at first here. It's gonna be kind of a filling out process, but I think Dominic Reyes, he's the kind of guy who he's gonna get frustrated with the the side to side movement of Oberg, the constant tapping of low kicks. Because in the Jan fight, it was like every time Jan advanced, he was landing those calf kicks. Were they super significant? No, but they're enough to annoy and frustrate your opponent. I think he's gonna frustrate Reyes in this fight, dude. It's gonna be hard to get to him, and I think he's gonna be in a position where like he's getting out tappy low kicked in these rounds, and Carlos Oberg is edging these rounds. I think he's gonna try to get aggressive, and that's when I think Carlos Oberg is going to put him away. Because like Dominic Reyes is the kind of guy who's gonna be like, dude, fuck this, man, fuck this, I'm going in, and he's gonna get super aggressive. Like Jan would get aggressive in like little 5-10 second moments and then back out and keep chopping low kicks. I think Reyes is literally going to rush this guy at some point because he's going to be frustrated with that in and out movement, with the constant tappy low kicks to his lead leg. That I think he's just going to get over aggressive. Oberg's probably going to land like a counter. I can't remember what his stance is. Is it orthodox? Counter right hook, dude. He'll land a counter right hook, put Reyes down, finish him off on the ground. I think the finish, honestly, I can see it coming in round 3. I think the first couple rounds are going to be extremely frustrating for Reyes. Will he have moments where he'll land some decent shots? For sure. Jan landed some decent strikes in that fight. But I think all in all, it's going to be very similar kind of to the Jan and Oberg fight, where he's just going to be constantly tapping those legs with kicks. Constantly tapping. Moving side to side. Jabbing. Occasionally he'll sit down on a shot. Maybe land a big punch. But he's going to be circling a lot. Tapping low kicks. Frustrating Reyes. Reyes gets aggressive. Oberg finishes him off in round 3. I want the Reyes comeback. I want to believe in it so much, dude. But I just think Carlos Oberg is too damn technical. I just think the IQ is going to be a bit too much here, dude. I think the buck stops here with the title. With the title comeback of Dominic Reyes. It stops with Carlos Oberg. It is what it is, but that's my predictions. Like and subscribe if you liked the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.